Welcome to the very first episode of Under the Radar. In this series I'll be talking about various anime series or movies that have fallen under the radar, shows that are great but never received a huge amount of popularity. Hopefully I can shine some light on some shows that you might not have seen. In this episode I'll be talking about the 2008 TV series by Madhouse, Kaiba. It was one of Masaaki Yuasa's first TV shows, but it's still one of his best. Although all of Yuasa's works are obscure, normally the settings of his show are quite normal. The settings tend to be based on realistic situations, but in Kaiba, the setting doesn't really resemble anything from the present day. Despite looking fairly simple at first glance, the series is hauntingly detailed. I say hauntingly because of the morbid elements to the story. The series is set in the far future where memories are no longer restricted to natural organs. Instead, memories, or rather people, can be transferred to new artificial bodies. Yuasa portrays this possible future in a very dark but realistic manner. The newfound technology causes only sadness, as people are haunted by the psychological and criminal repercussions. Balance is almost lost in society and morals are thrown out the window. The rich prosper with mindless hunger, and the poor suffer their permanent misfortune. This unique feel is made even more effective by Yuasa's disregard for holding back. He addresses every aspect of the world without any remorse. With his amazing directing style and mind-blowing creativity, a brilliant world is created for this show to be set in. Many of the episodes in Kaiba are episodic, meaning they have an independent story that starts and ends in the same episode. This technique is hit or miss for many shows. It relies a lot on how the world fits an episodic formula. Thankfully, Kaiba's world was well written and planned enough to suit an episodic style, as well as an overarching story. Due to the depth Yuasa added into his world, a countless amount of philosophical and psychological topics had the opportunity to arise. After someone dies in Kaiba, their memories are released as small objects into the atmosphere, creating a large river of dead people's memories. Small details to the world like this make Kaiba such a great show. The powerful imagery this creates is outstanding. Even if you're only looking at a yellow river in space, the thought that the river is made up of thousands of lost memories is mind-blowing. The topic of memories is thrown around a lot in Kaiba, asking questions of how important are our memories and what are we without them. Kaiba ponders this question in the greatest way possible, by making the viewer actually live through this as the main character. Despite looking fairly simple on the outside, the world of Kaiba is endlessly in depth. The story follows our main character Kaiba as he awakens in the world with no memories. He has nothing but a pendant around his neck with a blurred picture of an unknown woman from his past. The genius thing about this character is that he acts as a mirror for the viewer, confused, lost and naive to the world of the series. This works beautifully in presenting the series to the viewer. It creates a brilliantly mysterious atmosphere. The various characters in Kaiba all play a crucial role in the development of the other characters and the world, whether they were in one episode or all the episodes. Each character is well written and unique, revealing new elements of the show. The art style is always the most unique element of Yuasa's work. He uses his art style as more than just a visual representation of his work, but an emotional representation as well. His unique style mirrors the show's atmosphere with its unique designs and surreal look. Proportions tend to be exaggerated or unrealistic to give the viewer a more obscure or different outlook on the story. Giving someone a different perspective of a situation or story can have drastic effect. It's one thing coming up with a new story, but coming up with a new way to digest the story is much more impressive. Kaiba's art style is rather odd, but it never feels unrealistic. Due to the nature of the show, the art style needs to be different from a normal anime art style, really making you feel like you've woken up with no memories or knowledge. Yuasa is one of the few people I've watched who can pull off more of an abstract art style without losing any sense of attachment or believability. He can perfectly pull off any type of style without sacrificing other aspects of the show. Kaiba is a perfect example of how to create a good story without having to use unnecessary parts. You don't need constant love triangles or fancy animation to immerse the viewer. All you need is a world as rich as Kaiba's and an equally wonderful story to complement the world. Yuasa never fails to make unique shows with great stories and engaging characters. He's proven this time and time again, Kaiba being one of the best examples. I would highly recommend watching Kaiba, and I can guarantee a unique experience. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Under the Radar. If you want to support this series and or my channel, click the like button and subscribe. And if you want to watch more of my videos, you can click any on the screen or visit my channel.